Hello, this is Gerald, two of us. In fact, there's a quite simplicity in how quickly we could actually recognize letters, not just orally, where they are, how large they are, which direction they are, what kind of influence they are. These are already three sorts of orientations and categories that we have, how we recognize letters orally, but also visually. It shouldn't be actually too difficult, and I made it maybe already many times too difficult. I will try to have simple examples for the next, lots of videos then, and have them also as quickly as possible visualized. The sound inform was about that. How do we visualize what we hear? Is it the same as the things that are described? Yes, they are the same, exactly the same things. And why it comes so is because it follows a system that automatically goes to the positions that are in a very fixed form, are moving somewhere, or about a kind of behavior. Let's go to the word of give. The third category is about a formulation of a kind of definition of behavior, a behavior that repeats itself most of the time, a formula that has a certain tendency to repeat itself, or that you can apply actually at several positions where you need the orientation of time and you need the orientation of space, where the first category only needs the orientation in space and the second one only needs the orientation in timing. Sounds abstract if you see this as a first video, but the results actually follow very simple rules of positions that have a certain quality. The positions of this word of G, I, V and E are not about space. They're all about movement, about things that move into a certain direction. With E is about movement. The last direction says let's focus mostly upon the results of the movement itself. But the movement itself are all with letters that before that are all with letters that are about a certain behavior and conditions of this behavior. We try to recognize the conditions of this behavior with the first three letters and say then, okay, and this is the movement we are talking about. So that's what give is about. The G first is on the first row of this category of the G is there. And it is about, the first row is about, what can we recognize in space in our first orientations. So we still go and orientate ourselves in space. So we have a certain orientation in space, but we have an orientation that also is related with what can we recognize in where it goes to in a time-space continuum. In other ways, it's a physical reflection that we see there while dealing with actually the whole process of where the formula is. Mainly, it is about what kind of feedback do we have when we see the results there in space. Where does the feedback goes to? And it's literally also like that. It's all a reflection, actually. It's at the surface of things we have a certain reflection, and we deal with these reflections. It's our physical reflections, and it reflects actually a bigger perspective, a bigger formulas, bigger things, bigger values. That's the kind of thing that is always related with G. So it's reflected to a bigger concept. That's the first letter. Doesn't say much in the word give, but that's the basic foundation of the first letter. That's where we start from. What are these physical reflections about? What is about this feedback is about? So we need also that feedback. What will it give to you? It's decided from elsewhere, from something, a bigger concept. What will it do? What will it decide? You see the next letter is then the vocal, which mostly gives us more orientation. What this is about? It's about a selection. A selection. The E is all about selections, and the selection says, okay, there is a lot of things do not work here in this formula, but certain things work, and you have a selection. It's only there that it will work. It's only a selection will be there. So something in the bigger concept will be selected, and the selected will also say this is the selection that will be effective to our definition. So we only select part of these reflections in G, part of these reflections is the only thing which we will select from it. What will the V say? The V is also from space, an orientation from space, but it basically says that the second position is always about where does the material go to, where does the material reflect itself to, where are the conditions of the material, how it actually is also related to this concept that we are relating to. It moves actually to somewhere else in space and in time. So the material that we are selecting here, which is reflected from G, will be moving to a different position. That's what give already is defining the certain things that are reflected, that we have a concept. Okay, here we have to select certain things. It's a selective selection that we have from our concept that we're going to move elsewhere to somewhere else. And that's what the giving is about. We move certain things that we select into our concept that we reflect a certain concept to, and we move that to a different place. And the E just only says, okay, this is about the process of movement in time, and we focus upon it. What is different? What is different? What does it? What will be given a different place, a different place in the material? Where will it go to? We will move it to somewhere else. That's the basic thing that will be this kind of movement, this kind of concept. That's the basis of this word to give. I think it's simply explained. Maybe, I don't know if this is convincing enough what will be needed for what we give here, but it is really a certain concept will decide it. What will move actually from one place to another is basic what is being described in this word give. And I hope that was clear enough. There will be more simple examples in the next couple of videos. I mean simple expressions. So I'm not sure if the concept of the letters and the letter combination puzzle will be immediately visible and available and understandable and convincing enough. But at least you have some examples to watch for the next couple of videos. Thanks again for watching. Bye.